members of our global community. Thanks for joining me tonight. Top stories we're following. President George Weah returns to the country after an official state visit to Senegal. Says talks are underway for Senegal and Liberia to partner in the aviation sector. Agriculture Minister Dr. Morgana Flomo calls for the improvement of Extension Services Department at the Ministry of Agriculture as he outlines plans for the new year. The United Nations Police agrees through a partnership with the Liberia National Police to assign 2 liaison officers to UN mission worldwide. Away from home, the Catholic Church has questioned the official results of the Democratic Republic of Congo's controversial presidential elections. These stories plus much more are up for you tonight. Keep watching, we'll be right back. Welcome back to Lntv News Live. Now, top story tonight. Liberia and Senegal have agreed to work together in strengthening their respective aviation sectors. President George Weah says the governments of the two countries will endeavor to improve their various airport infrastructure. He also expressed condolence to the military on behalf of the government for the death of a young military officer in Steve Joe.
Well, let me use the occasion first of all to extend on behalf of the government our sympathy to the military that lost one of our young soldiers, Steve Joe. May his soul rest in peace. And, we pray that the good Lord console his family and they find solace in the Lord. But I was invited for a bilateral meeting in Senegal by His Excellency Macky Sall, and at the same time I was visiting the CAF representatives. I did not know that I was part of the legend, but Macky Sall surprised me. And he and said we spoke about how we can join for the aviation area and infrastructure, and to help our people to commute in our both countries. It was a fruitful discussion, and I hope that we'll continue the discussion so Air Senegal can come to Liberia. It's a good thing for us.
President George Weah there speaking upon his return at the Rabat International Airport from Senegal. Agriculture Minister Dr. Morgana Flomo says there's an imperative need to improve extension services in the country to enhance food security. Dr. Flomo said the ministry needs young people specialized in agriculture to boost its extension services. He made the disclosure today when he spoke at the Ministry of Information regular press briefing.
As a way of trying to address this issue, there is a need to improve extension services in the country. There's a need to employ more young people who have studied agriculture and are currently doing nothing and looking for a job. There's a need to get them, try to do some training and then get them ready to provide extension services to the farmers if we really want to improve our yields. Other things we intend doing to make sure that we have a very good environment for agricultural production is to make sure that we look for funding to invest into irrigation and agricultural inputs. I'd like to talk more about the inputs. Like I said, we use cutlasses and hoes instead of using tractors and power tillers to make our farms. So this government has been working and we've been consulting with the Office of the President. We are hopeful that by this year we're going to make sure that we can begin to bring in machines that will be able to help the farmers so that we can increase production. We have a very good soil.
While Minister Morgana Flomo, however, disclosed plans of the ministry, plans that the ministry is going to be embarking on in this 2019.
We think that the first thing to do was to come up with a plan. So we call it the Liberia Agricultural Sector Investment Plan 2. That's LASIT 2. And this plan has components. So we have the first component looking at food and nutrition security, and looking at competitive, we also have competitive value chain development and market linkages. We have agricultural extension, research and development. We have sustainable production of natural resources management. We have governance and institutional strengthening. Taken from 2015, we tried to build on the census done in 2008.
Agriculture Minister Dr. Morgana Flomo, Liberia's representative to the African Union Economic, Social and Cultural Council, Arthur Baker, Thursday addressed the weekly press briefing of the Ministry of Information. During the exercise, Mr. Baker provided an overview of what Liberia's role is at the AU.
On the occasion of its inauguration in Durban, South Africa in July 2002, the African Union embarked on a course to transform and integrate the continent. The aims and aspirations of the new union were a response to the calls for democracy and development for Africa's vibrant civil society institutions. The continent's leaders were determined to build a union that was people-oriented, aware of the rich and diverse human and institutional resources at the grassroots level. The new union then would be devoted to building strong partnerships between the governments and all segments of society. The impulse is not for the African Union to organize civil society, but rather for it to organize the principle of ECOSOC of the African Union, which is one which would organize the civil society themselves to work for the organization. The distinctive character of the African Union's Economic, Social and Cultural Council is that it is an opportunity for Africans.
Well, Arthur Baker is representing Liberia at the African Union. In more of his comments, he also advanced several recommendations aimed at improving the Liberia chapter of the AU Economic and Agriculture Council.
As part of plans of the Economic and Social Cultural Council AU Secretariat, the following are being planned at the continental level. 1. The setting up and launch of the Economic and Social Cultural Council Regional Secretariat to be situated in Lusaka, Zambia. Secondly, a follow-up meeting, 3rd General Assembly session of ECOSOC, regional and national representatives will be held in March of this year in Lusaka, Zambia, to complete the composition of countries that were represented by only one person, which include Comoros, Seychelles, South Sudan, Madagascar, La Côte d'Ivoire, Mali, Gabon, Burundi, Chad, Equatorial Guinea, Niger, Mozambique, Swaziland, Malawi, Botswana, and South Africa, and countries with no representation yet at the 3rd General Assembly of the Economic, Social and Cultural Council, which include Sao Tome and Principe, Cape Verde, Central African Republic, Gambia, Guinea-Bissau, the Republic of Congo, Angola, Lesotho, Namibia, and Libya.
Well, he's Arthur Baker. He represents Liberia at the African Union's Economic, Social and Agriculture and Cultural Council there at AU. Moving on to this development now, the Environmental Protection Agency Executive Director Nathaniel Blama says It is in full readiness to execute the media component of their legal obligation, which he noted has been lacking over the period. According to him, it's about time to take the EPA to the people by educating them on its activities and regulatory functions to the people. Mr. Blama said the media is critical to the effectiveness of its operations. He spoke when the EPA was honored by the Independent Probe newspaper as an outstanding government entity of 2018.
We want to commit here that we'll work with the media in ensuring, because you are our key partner in implementing our component, to ensure that our component of the EPA Act is fully implemented and brought. I mean, the EPA's action activities are well known by all Liberians. A lot of people don't understand the work we do. When people see trash pile somewhere, they say, what is EPA doing? We're not responsible to collect trash. One of my best friends, our childhood friend, went on Facebook and posted something there. You know, what is EPA doing? Unfortunately, they didn't understand the environment law. The pollutant P principle calls that every polluter is responsible to pay for cleanup. And what that article has done is now.
Well, while receiving the honor, Mr. Blama said the EPA was happy to be recognized for its work done over the years, but was also quick to encourage his workforce to see the honor as a challenge for them to do more.
Well, we protect the environment, we protect it for the citizens. Yes. We protect it so that the citizens can be protected, their lives, their livelihood, and everything can be protected. So we'd like to say thank you to Independent Probe. And for me, this means more than just an award. It's a challenge. It means we've been put on the microscope. Others are now going to start watching us. They will not accept mistake from us. So this guy just put us in more trouble. Yes. Yes. Well, I look at it that way because now that we have this award, certain people now.
Nathaniel Blama is the executive director of EPA, while the institution bestowing the honor on the EPA is the Independent Probe newspaper. Earlier, the head of the Independent Probe, Chester Smith, termed as deserving the honor bestowed upon the EPA.
We have followed the EPA for the last 12 months. The EPA has been one of those outstanding government institutions in a full implementation of the government proposed agenda for development and prosperity. We were very happy to note from our vetting committee that the EP ordered for 36 news articles which range from involvement in environment protection, and the issue of climate change, having the community involved in the activities were one of the key issues that drove us to awarding them. If more, and essentially was the issue of granting the institution was the single institution under the year that was the first institution on that proposed arrangement that were able to secure funding for international bodies to carry all these works instead of just waiting on the government. Yeah, we've covered them. We've covered people regardless of more offense, as you know, in the place we will say, oh, you're not assigned here, but we went after the news, and so we got the news.
For other entities who
like I said over there, there are 10 categories of the awards. We just did one just now. There will be a series of other awards coming on, like you saw.
Well, if you're just joining us, this is a reminder that you're watching Lntv News Live. I'm Daniel anchoring tonight. Top stories we follow. President George returns from an official state visit to Senegal, promises partnership with his Sierra Leonean counterparts in the aviation sector. Agriculture Minister Dr. Morgana Flomo calls for improvement in the extension services department of the country to enhance food security. The United Nations Police agrees to a partnership with the Liberia National Police to have 2 liaison officers assigned at UN Pole Mission 1. Catholic Church has questioned the official results of the Democratic Republic of Congo's controversial presidential elections. These stories plus much more are up. We'll be back after this break. Welcome back to Lntv News Live. Getting on to our story right now. United Nations Police says it will allow the Liberia National Police to appoint 2 liaison officers to the United Nations and subsequently form part of UN Pole mission worldwide. Making the disclosure, LMP spokesperson Moses Carter said the decision follows an appeal by the Police Inspector General Patrick Sudu.
In response to all of these cases made by our Inspector General, the Deputy Police Advisor and Officer in charge of the UNPO, Xiaowing Yang, assured the LMP boss that the United Nations Police will continue to provide needed technical and other support to address short and long-term challenges facing the Liberia National Police. A very big commitment that we are very proud of from UNPO in continuation of support to the Liberia National Police. Not only that, Yang also concorded with the LMP boss in ensuring that the LMP appoints 2, and this is very big news, distinguished ladies and gentlemen of the press, very, very big news. He also concorded with the LMP boss in ensuring that the LMP appoints 2 of his personnel as liaisons. One of such persons will be assigned at the UN headquarters, while the second person will be assigned at central headquarters. He also instructed Mr. Isaac Armstrong to prepare a package and to work out the modalities for the LMP inclusion in future missions.
Police spokesman Moses Carter there speaking. Well, Mr. Carter, who is the police spokesman, has also been providing an update on ongoing police investigations in Grand Cru and Nimba counties.
Police in Grand Cru County is investigating 3 persons in connection to the death of a woman identified as Bolo Papa, a resident of Topo Town, Grand Cru County. According to police report from the county's suspects, Yanti Do, 48, a town crier, Chief Dachie Tokpa, 72-year-old, a high priest, and Joe Sekpe, 55 years old, accused several individuals of being wizards and witches. Our report further revealed that the suspects performed some rituals on the accused, resulting to the death of victim Baka. The suspects who were arrested on January 6 are currently in police custody pending court trial. Tension erupted in Nimba County on the 2nd of January 2019 when a gold miner, Eric Bie, a resident of Bui and Duru district, was gruesomely stabbed to death by suspect Oba Weseji, a resident of Duan Town. The incident occurred when workers of the deceased suspect, Eric Bie, had gone to Nibowin, a surrounding town, to play a football match on January.
Well, his police spokesman Moses Carter there explaining and giving update on ongoing investigation into different matters in Grand Cru and in Nimba counties. The police commander in Sako Fremont in Grambassa County at the detachment says together as a team involving joint security personnel has helped to curb crimes in the county. Commander Fremont also used the occasion to laud the collaboration of residents in tracing and tracking criminals. He's been in an interview with Lntv News.
There have been a lot of issue of armed robbery. There have been a lot of issue of theft. There have been a lot of issue of what have you. We cannot speak of logistics whatsoever that we have. Government give us here. That's what we work with. But one of the key things and one of the key tools we have is the manpower that are willing to do the job. And we have our own special operation team. And this thing, I give special thanks to them. And for every time there's an issue in all the districts, what have you, this team will go there and work along with the client chief, the town chief, and what have you. And so the citizens as well too, we can speak of them. They're also supportive to our operation. Because one of the citizens, we cannot do anything. So the citizen will inform the intelligence, will inform the CSD, the city commanding officer with the team head by the OPS, Zogra, and for the team member, Gono, and for the other team member, and what have you, Toba, who also fund her in the traffic area, making sure things are going on correctly. And this team members will be strong, calling all their members to move in. And so when they move in, we'll get a good result. Today, if you see things are going down, it's because we crafted the operation to end the season of 2018, what we call safe haven, to make sure Buchanan is safe. So what we did was we zoomed Buchanan into.
Well, still in Grand Bassa County, it seems that 12th grade students are now going to school with their 12th grade tie off their necks. Well, the Grand Bassa Student Union is urging their fellow students to exercise following the removal of neckties from 12th graders by the county education officer. Addressing a press conference, GBASU President Princess Kaye said the union is working with relevant authorities to remedy the current situation among the students to ensure that some of them can get their ties back on.
As part of our responsibilities to protect and advocate for students in our noble county, we are pleased to inform you that the Grand Bassa student is intervening in the situation that has to do with the removal of neckties by the CEO. We want to inform all schools administrators, 12th graders, and student leaders that was affected by the situation conducted by the CEO that our intervention will bring the situation to a rest as soon as possible, and we will get back to be able to tell her that you can go beyond the CEO expectation. And also to our CEO, we want to say to you that we are not discouraged for taking our time, but we are going to improve on our lesson. We know that you try to promote academic excellence in the county, so we appreciate you for such step taking, but we promise you as students of the Grand Bassa County that we are going to do beyond your expectation academically. For the WAS, we promise you.
Well, Princess Kaye is the head of Grand Bassa Students Union. For his part, the education officer in Grand Bassa County has been providing the rationale behind the reason he said 12th grade students should not use their tie but rather focus on their lessons.
Isn't it so? Yes. And so there is one thing psychologically I told my students in class. Our drivers that we train, they are trained to be responsible. Isn't it so? Yes. And what makes us to be responsible? The driving what? The driving tax, right? Yes. Because it has something to do with our attitude and behavior. So no one driver from that institute or professional driver with driving will be fighting.
Okay, we sincerely apologize for bringing the wrong accepted corrections to be made. Let's quickly move on now to this. The Chief Administrative Officer of Lacosa Teachers Training Institute, Benjamin Way, has stressed the need for national government to license all teachers across the country. The move, according to him, will promote quality education and proper monitoring of activities of teachers in Liberia.
And knowledge. It will amaze you to know that many of those, we have had serious problems with the in-service than the pre-service. Those students coming from high school, they are more little bit well-versed when it comes to content, apparently because some of them just from high school, you know. But those in-service, some of those who have served in the classroom for over 10 years, it will amaze you to know that some of them don't have the content knowledge. Yes, they have the teaching experience. Some of them will boast of being 15 years in the classroom, 20 years in the classroom. But the content knowledge, what is the curriculum saying? If you were to be attending to earn a C certificate, that is the qualification for teaching from 1st grade to 6th grade as per what the Ministry of Education says. Even though for me personally, I feel that those who are doing C certificate should be limited from 1st grade to 3rd grade. But what is the curriculum saying about mathematics? Because C certificate is actually in general education. So when you earn a C certificate, it is expected that you are well versed in teaching the English, the social studies, the mathematics, and the science at that level. We realize that most of the in-service teachers, especially those from those rural areas.
Well, the executive director of Dakan's Institute of Professional Driving, Zopon Babawo, has challenged graduates of the school to remain professional as they ply the roads to avoid accident. He made the disclosure recently when the school graduated its first set of graduates at the Grand Pastor branch in Monrovia.
Isn't it so? Yes. And so there is one thing psychologically I told my students in class. Our drivers that we train, they are trained to be responsible. Isn't it so? Yes. And what makes us to be responsible? The driving what? Task. The driving task, right? Yes. Because it has something to do with our attitude and behavior. Yes. So no one driver from Dakan Institute of Professional Driver will driving will be fighting for $5 or $10 maybe because the person don't have it or not. We are in this business in making sure we train people so that.
Well, let's go to our foreign news now, where the influential Catholic Church has questioned the official results of the Democratic Republic of Congo's controversial presidential elections. Opposition candidate, as you see on your screen, Felix Tshisekedi, was named the winner on Thursday. However, the church, which posted 40,000 election observers, says the results does not match its findings. The runner-up opposition candidate Martin Fayulu has accused Mr. Tshisekedi of reaching a power-sharing deal with the ruling party. There are fears the result could trigger unrest, with at least 2 people killed in the western city of Kyiv on Thursday. Well, folks, that's how we come to the end of this edition of LNTV News Live. Before leaving you a recap of our top stories, President Weah returns to the country after an official state visit to Senegal as he talks about great partnership with his Sierra Leone counterparts in the aviation sector. Agriculture Minister Dr. Mogana Flomo says calls for the improvement of extension services to enhance food security. The United Nations Police agrees with the Liberia National Police to assign 2 liaison officers at UNPOL mission worldwide. Thanks to all of you for following. I've been your anchor for tonight, Daniel Anchor. Have a great evening. Good night.